Well, in yesterday's video, we got the engine dropped out of the car. I can only imagine, judging off of the sounds that I've been hearing, I can pretty much imagine that clutch in there is pretty bad. So we're gonna yank that transmission off. We've got a jack supporting the back of the transmission right now. We're gonna get the bolts off and then just slide it out and pull the clutch off, and we'll check out and see what it looks like. They're all out. You ready to yank it? Hold it straight and I'm gonna pull on it.
It's not out yet.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, whew. How's the transmission looking there, the input shaft and everything? That's a lot of dust. That don't look good. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. That is all clutch dust right there. I guarantee you that last pass, that clutch just completely let out. So much dust is falling.
Look at the hot spots on that. Look, you see the outer clutch disc. Look at it. It's blue.
Oh. Oh my God, do you see that? Oh my God, dude. That's bad. Yeah, watch those dowels. Holy crap, dude. I told you it was gonna be worse than what you were thinking. That's crazy. That is the noise that we were hearing that morning whenever we were going to the track. I don't know if you guys watched that video or not, but if not, click above. But basically what was happening, we were hearing like this crunching noise coming from the transmission, and it looks like we just found out what the problem was. This was a brand new clutch not that long ago. I'll say not that long ago. a year and some change.
Pull that clutch.
Yeah, this is the good one. Oh my God.
Look, it's like rainbow.
Ooh, dude, what?
Wait till you see that next one.
Cool.
That thing was so hot.
God. Yep, this plate right here is about to be completely, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's worse. Look, right here.
Oh my
That
God.
thing got really hot. Like, probably almost melted in there or something.
That is making some power right there. I wonder how long the clutch has just been slipping and making me think that, all right, hold up. I got a hypothesis. This might not make any sense. What if, what if the reason I trapped 148 a long time ago and only been trapping 144 is because the clutch has been slipping and forth at the top. And it's just been slipping for so long, but that wouldn't really make sense.
Bro, that thing is so freaking, like those colors, that's badass colors, I ain't gonna lie.
So this is the surface that the disc is actually attaching to. There's two discs in this clutch, meaning that it is obviously a twin disc clutch. One of the discs is contacting the flywheel here. That same disc on the other side of the flywheel is actually contacting a center plate. I'm not even sure what to call that. What's the name for that? The little plate in the middle.
Basically like another...
it's like another flywheel.
Like a friction disc for, like, it's basically like another flywheel.
Yeah, so I mean that's the best way to really explain it, is it's basically like another flywheel between two discs. So basically though, this is how bad that clutch was being overpowered, which is incredible because this clutch is supposed to be good for, I believe, around 1200 horsepower. And it looks like it has been overpowering it for a really long time, judging by these marks on this flywheel.
I think what has to do with that, looking that bad, is 8500.
How so? You think it started slipping up top or something?
It started slipping.
Getting in the power band or something, it started slipping?
Yeah, when it started slipping and it redlined.
That would make sense, especially because these motors gets into peak power, the higher up the RPMs go. So 8,500 RPM honestly is probably making close to 1,000 wheel horsepower. So that would make a ton of sense why up top it would actually be breaking loose from the clutch. And then after overpowering it, it's already spinning at 8,500 RPM. So you can imagine this flywheel turning at 8,500 RPMs just completely toasting that clutch. But honestly, that's crazy because that would be the answer of why this car has not been trapping very high at all. If you guys remember on the old setup, which I've been complaining about forever, with less boost on this blower and the stock fuel system and everything, was trapping 148 miles per hour. Then we stepped it up about another 100 to 150, maybe 200 horsepower, and I could only trap 144, and I never understood why. And I haven't gotten to make that many passes with it until this happened, and that makes a lot of sense now. I think honestly that the clutch was just getting overpowered, so the car never got to run what it really could have ran. Also, I know a large portion of that heat issue and everything is because of the two-step, especially with that much power at wide open throttle. Definitely probably has a lot to do with that. Now let's move on over here to these clutch discs. Like I said, this is a twin disc, so we've got one clutch disc here, and then we've got another one down there, followed by a little sandwich plate between the two, which is like a friction disc. So check this one out. This is the first disc that is actually closest to the flywheel, and it really doesn't look terrible compared to the other one. Normally, if you look at this is like extremely awful. There is no way that you want to pull your clutch out and it look like this. So that is clutch disc number one. So now if we pull this disc out of the way, you'll see the other side. So this is the side that is going towards the little sandwich plate here. I'm sorry for the lack of terminology honestly. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people correcting me, calling me an idiot or something, but I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. But much more heat issues. Definitely overheating this clutch. It is amazing that the clutch was still grabbing as much as it was, looking like that. That is just incredible. Like Harry said, this side of the disc literally looks like Mystichrome, which is like the Mustang color that came on Cobras. Really rare paint color, but it's crazy. And the funny thing is that this isn't even the worst one. Let's continue on. So this is the little friction disc that we were talking about, which is like the sandwich plate between the two discs. So clutch disc number 1, disc number 2, and they kind of all sandwich together and go up against the flywheel there. So anyways, check this out. Look at that. I'm honestly not too sure that I've ever seen a clutch this bad in my life. Normally the discs themselves are supposed to be normal colored, kind of like this side, except for this one's got a little bit of heat on it too, but normally it's supposed to be colored like that. And these pads are supposed to be fine, and these little discs and the flywheel and everything are supposed to be pretty smooth. But you can see where, I mean, even feeling it is incredible. And the other side is pretty much the exact same thing. And then check this out. That is some serious heating. I can only imagine that inside the bell housing and the transmission and everything, this clutch was honestly glowing orange. If you look at this other side, it's even worse. That is bad. All the pads, if you look up close, you can see that all the pads are literally just breaking down. I've never honestly seen a clutch overheat that bad. And then we get to our last outer ring here. That is insane. This clutch has been in here for a year and 3 months, I believe now, and it has taken every single bit of it until just recently, because I installed the 2-step and really started slipping the clutch hard and putting it under a lot of stress. For a clutch to hold up that long under that power level and keep an MT82, which is completely stock safe, seriously, I cannot recommend it more. That is the clutch to go with if you guys have any kind of Coyote or LS platform, or really any manual transmission. Go check out, see if they've got a clutch for you. They're seriously fantastic. So the next thing that we need to do is take this flywheel off, because I'm gonna have to ship this back with the clutch. I just got off the phone with Mantic, and they really want to see this clutch. So nope, that ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, it is, buddy.
Bruh, I don't think it's gonna do it. Nuh-uh, I need the Milwaukee. Let me show you how real impact gets down. Cake. Woo! Oh my God. Dude, what the hell? Oh my God, what is going on with these bolts? Jesus, I'm about to have to get a breaker bar to get these off. All right, let's eat them off. Hopefully the crank doesn't spin. Oh yeah, that's good. These bolts won't come out, and the crank keeps spinning.
Put it in gear.
Oh, put it in gear? Yeah, let me grab it real quick. Hold up. I got you. Hold up. All right, let's try it again. It's still spinning for some reason. Oh, there it goes. All right, and second one. Oh, we got all the bolts loose now, so I just got to pull the bolts the rest of the way out, and then we'll have the flywheel completely off of the car. Well, not off the car, off the motor, off of the engine. It's not electric, bro. It's not a motor. You got it? Yeah. What do we call this? I can't remember what this is called on Coyotes. It's not a reluctor wheel, or is it a reluctor wheel?
Reluctor wheel.
Is it? The sensor is it's covered in a little bit of shit. Yep. So with the new motor,
You might as well get the billet one for the new
that's what I was about to say. For the new motor, I had to order a billet one of these, a reluctor wheel. It's not a reluctor wheel though. It's called something on a damn Coyote. I know if I say it, people are gonna be like, no, that's not the name for it. Harry says, you guys can suck a dick. It's the same shit. Don't comment telling me I'm wrong.
They're probably gonna be like, no.
Pulse ring. That's what it is on a Coyote. It's basically a reluctor wheel. The good news is that whenever I blew oil out of the exhaust and everything, it didn't blow the rear main seal. Ooh, looky there though. Oil pan got some drippy drip. Anyways though, I've got to order a billet pulse ring for the new motor. Flywheel bolts and pulse ring. All right.
Got it.
All right, yeah, I got it. All right, now I'm gonna wrap this up real nicely. Believe it or not, we are about to ship a clutch and a steering wheel box. This box right here, that box is what this steering wheel for the Miata arrived in. We still are waiting on the hub to be able to put that wheel on the car, by the way. Also, if you guys want the chance to be able to win this car, make sure you go to www.itsjust6.com/shop. We've got right at about, I think, less than a month now, actually, until somebody is going to claim this car. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to fly somebody out here. They're going to be able to spend the weekend with us. Hopefully we'll have that car done by then. They'll be able to take a ride in it. Maybe go to the track or something if it's open. If you don't know how to drive a manual, we're going to teach you how to drive a manual. Best part about the whole entire weekend is that you will be able to take this car home with you. So it should be a lot of fun. Make sure you guys go get entered if you haven't already. Bunch of cool merch designs on there too. Ooh, that clutch is heavy. Mantic, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry that we're sending you a clutch and a steering wheel box. Just fits so well in there.
You know who's fine?
Who?
Mia Cabello. Actually, if Mia, if you watching this, baby, I got you.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off whenever she watches this and then messages you, and Megan's gonna be like, hey! We need a podcast. You know how fun a podcast would be? We've got the clutch boxed up in our steering wheel box. I'm gonna go out here and set this in Allison real quick so we can go ship it off here in a minute. Oh, this truck is so beautiful. God, I love this truck. Oh. Well, since everything is pretty much done, I'm gonna go ahead and get started opening up all of the goodies that I got in for the motorcycle. So the bike still is unfortunately waiting on the radiator, which is why I haven't gotten to ride it yet, because the radiator blew literally as I was pulling through the door. I don't know how it happened. I think maybe a rock got flung up into the radiator from the front wheel or something like that. So anyways, I ordered a new radiator, and I went ahead and just ordered a bunch of other goodies while I was at it. So let's go ahead and crack these boxes open and see what we got. I'm saying that because I honestly don't even know what came in yet and what hasn't. Oh, got that K&N oil filter. And because my girlfriend is constantly wanting to ride on bikes whenever I have them with me, so I went ahead and got some rear pegs, because whoever had this bike before me actually took the rear pegs off and replaced it with a cowl. So it basically made it a single rider bike, which obviously she likes riding with me. So I went ahead and ordered some pegs so that way she can ride. Oh yeah, gotta be a ricer. Gotta be a ricer. Check it out. Got me a reservoir cover. You guys are not bike people. I'm sorry if you don't know what this is. Let me educate you. So this right here is your brake reservoir, which actually is really low. What the hell? Okay, hang on, detour. Never mind, it actually is, it's fine. For some reason I just couldn't see fluid in there. This right here is basically just a reservoir cover. Just slides over your front brake reservoir right here and says Gixxer because you are a ricer. Just makes it look a lot better. That reservoir is white and pokes out and looks kind of ugly, so I like putting reservoir covers on my bikes whenever I have them just to make them look a little bit nicer. Let's see what else we got in here. More ricer mods, maybe. Yep, these are more ricer mods. So these right here, we'll install those in a second. Let me check and see what else we got in here. What are these? Oh yeah, that's right. These are to install the rear pegs. So let me set that out of the way. These right here are mirror block off plates. So whenever I ride bikes, I really hate relying on the mirrors. So I like to just go ahead and delete all of the mirrors and everything, which I know sounds completely crazy, but honestly, whenever I look at the mirrors, sometimes if there's a blind spot or something, I really would hate to try to merge over instead of turning my head completely around and double checking. So if I get to where I start relying on mirrors on bikes, it gets dangerous, because if you're not seeing in your blind spot in the mirror and you go to merge over or something like that, you don't want to hit a car on a bike. I promise you, it's not fun. I've been in a few motorcycle accidents. They literally never get more fun. They all suck. So you really want to try to avoid that. So I hate just relying on mirrors. So I usually just do block off plates and completely delete the mirrors off of the bike. That way I've got to actually physically turn around. That way I know for sure that I can get over. People that ride bikes all have their weird little things. That's one of mine. So another thing, I went ahead and got a new front seat. If you notice right here, there is literally a very small crack here and a very small crack here in the leather. I went ahead and got a new seat. Let me crack this open and see what else we got. Sweet, I got my oil in. So I like running modal and pretty much any of my bikes. So we're gonna be able to do a fresh oil change on the bike. Like I said, it did look a little bit old. Oh, what the hell? This isn't for the bike. I thought this was for the bike, but nope. So this right here is a new thermostat and thermostat gasket for the Miata. So this is actually a race thermostat that I picked up off of Flyin Miata, and this one is basically required in this car, being that it's now a turbo car and stuff like that. And the thermostat that I had was already stuck closed. The car kept overheating whenever we brought it to the tuner, so I went ahead and ordered a new race thermostat and a new gasket, so that way we could fix that whole issue and put a proper thermostat in there. Anyways, one more box. Let's see what's in here. Oh yeah, that's right. So a minute ago I mentioned that I got rear pegs so that my girlfriend could ride on the bike, but if you guys see, it does have a rear cowl right here, so you obviously can't sit on that. So I went ahead and ordered her a rear seat as well. I've got 2 new seats here, one for me, one for her. Got oil filter. I've got mirror block off plates. I've got rear pegs. Also, here is the last package here, and this is actually unfortunately why I've got to wait to do all this stuff until another video. It's because the other component to this hasn't even come in, but I did go ahead and order everything. Check it out. So we've got the good old engine ice. This is the best freaking coolant for a motorcycle that you can get. I'm not kidding you. This stuff works fantastic. So yeah, like I said, I've got pretty much everything in now except for the dang radiator. I've been waiting on this radiator for almost a week now. Still have not gotten it in the mail, but the tracking says that it should be here in the next few days. So hopefully before I leave to go on vacation next week, I'll be able to get the bike up and running and be able to go ride it, make a few videos with it and stuff like that. But that is probably going to be all for today's video. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next few videos because like I said, I've got everything in for the motorcycle. I'm just waiting on the radiator. Once that gets here, we'll be able to do the entire video of fixing the bike up, getting it ready to go, and maybe test driving it a little bit. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave all this alone until I receive the radiator in the mail. And we're gonna go ahead and head over to the post office here in just a second. I've got to ship the clutch off to Mantic. I believe that they are actually gonna ship me back a triple disc instead of a twin disc. I just got off the phone with them here a minute ago, and that's gonna be freaking fantastic. The twin disc held up for that long. This triple disc should not have any issues. It's gonna be a blast. Now all I'm waiting on is the rest of the engine parts to come in for the new block. We've got a billet timing set, a bunch of other like cams, retainers, valve springs, all that good stuff. I don't want to disassemble this engine until we have all the parts for the new engine, so that way we can literally take this one apart and put it on the next one all in the same day, so we don't forget how things go and stuff like that. Because if you look up close, this engine is insanely complicated. There is stuff all over it. This is not a Miata engine. There's no simple quick shortcuts with this at all. So I really want to have everything in, so that way I do not lose track of any part, component, or forget where anything goes. So we're not going to be tearing this down, unfortunately, until I get back from vacation. It's going to be pretty exciting. Also, after we get done building that new engine and putting it all together, we've got to put it on our new tubular K-member and get it stabbed up in the car, hook everything back up, hopefully get it to start up, which is going to be awesome. That is going to be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thanks to Mantic once again for helping out with the clutch situation and everything. Could not be happier with those guys, and I will see you guys next video.
With this car, go to interest6.com/shop, go check out our new designs, pick up some merch, get in and win this car right here.